Hey there, guess what? If you're a farmer, you can have your low tunnels paid for by the NRCS. They have this cool new program where farmers can get $4 to $5 for each square foot to help with a Quick Hoops low tunnel system, frames and fabric included. It's like free money to help you grow more stuff on your farm. Want to learn more about Quick Hoops and the NRCS program? Click on the link below. If we look at land, you talked about people having twice as much for production as they need, and I know you're into soil. For soil, what percentage of a crop success would you put on soil versus grower skill? Well, let's ignore weather, let's ignore pest pressure, let's ignore variety or cultivar. We just have soil and grower skill.
I think soil is predominant. It's more important than anything else. You can't fake it till you make it with soil, right? It doesn't lie. It doesn't tell stories. It can't pretend. Either it's got it or it doesn't.
Because that, I think, can be one monster that eats up a lot of resources on the farm, time, money, and it's like you don't see a direct return. You might in the success of crops and how well crops grow, but it's not like you put compost on a bed, you don't get anything saleable at the end of the day from it. So I'm doing this, is it actually worth doing type thing. If you have good soil versus bad soil, if you talk about some stories of farms that have had bad soil, they've gone to good soil, and what that's meant for their lives as farmers.
Ooh, that's interesting. My story is that I got to farm not bad soil, but it wasn't good yet. It hadn't been loved for a long time. And I did lots of good things, and including cover crops, lots of green manures in the summer, compost that I made myself, et cetera, et cetera. And it really did get better and better over time. And when I implemented that rotation of 1 year on making money, 1 year on vacation, everything, it was like, wow. And I used better fertilizer, like targeted and good quantities of fertilizer. When I put those two things together on soil that I'd already been working on, then my life was better. It was like, oh, this is easier. You wouldn't believe how good crops grow on soil that's been on vacation, like a really nice vacation.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's true. Mostly what we're seeing on social media is somebody replacing soil. People aren't building soil, they're buying a farm and they're putting it on top of a piece of land that they have. They're buying so much compost, tons and tons and tons and tons of compost, that they're actually replacing the soil that they started with. They're farming on top of the land.
What are your thoughts on that? Because a few people I've talked to recently, one of their biggest expenses each year right now at the stage they're at is compost. Is that the best use of resources, or are there preferable, less costly ways to get the same result?
I think compost is a really important ingredient in transforming a soil. And then there comes a time when it's time to turn that faucet off. And so I would say the majority of the soils customers that I have now, I'm telling them to stop it. That is enough of that compost. They put so much down that things are getting weird. Oh, now my pH is at 7.5 when their native soil's at 5.5. They got phosphorus through the roof, and which is actually becoming a pollution source. All kinds of things just get wacky after a while. So it's an important tool, but it's not the only tool. And then it comes back to rotation and having that extra ground to grow fertility. Let's grow some nitrogen. Let's grow the carbon ourselves instead of buying it from somebody else. Compost is carbon. You're buying carbon. If you had the space, you could grow it yourself.
If you enjoy this podcast, then be sure to check out Farm Small, Farm Smart Daily, where you can get your daily dose of farm wisdom. Tune in every day to learn the latest tips, tricks, and stories from the world of farming. Whether you're a seasoned farmer or just getting started, our podcast has something for everyone. Join us as we explore topics like farm business, crop planning, soil management, and tools and technology. Start your day off right with Farm Small, Farm Smart Daily, available on all major podcast platforms. Don't miss out. Subscribe today.